Hey everybody, it's Mark, 5 Angels Outdoor. We're back in the garage. Part 2, we're gonna install our Powerstop Z36 Extreme ceramic brake pads. So you watched the first video, we got the rotors in. Now it's time to get these pads in, go from there, and hopefully we'll have some awesome braking power and some long-lasting, awesome, great brakes. So stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and let's see how this goes. Alrighty, so we've done the rear brake on the other side. We're getting ready to do the brake pads on the driver's side. We got the truck up in the air, just like before, for safety's sake. I have the truck up on jack stands. I have the front wheels chalked, and I have the floor jack underneath and situated on the under the rear differential, just to sort of make sure that we're all good and we won't have any accidents. So I'll finish getting these lug nuts off, pull the wheel off, and then we'll get started. All right. And for some extra protection, I'll just lay that there. So yeah, so basically with the rear brakes, all we have to do is we have to take the caliper off and really go from there. This is a 14mm socket. There's 2 bolts. I'll get this thing on lefty-loosey. All right, first one's right here. All right, nice and easy. Second one's under here. And that one's nice and easy as well. So, get these 2 loosened up. All right, I'll set them on the tire. Don't want to lose them. So we'll pull this caliper off, and we'll tuck it out of the way. Now, one thing that I did do is I went ahead and I bought this caliper compression tool. I mean, you could probably use a wrench. This is the first time I'd ever really done a brake job. So I figured, that I'd actually use a tool that was designed and built for this purpose. So what we're gonna do is we're just turning this, and what that does is it compresses the caliper back in, like the piston, back into the brake. Obviously, as the brakes are getting used, that caliper's position comes out by pushing it in. That'll allow us to have no issues when reassembling the brakes. So let me move this a little closer in here so we can see. But basically you have your 2 pads. There's some pins that are connecting. We have some clips at the end. So we'll go ahead and pull these apart. So we got our clips. Brake caliper 1. Brake caliper 2. Now, both of these have a decent amount of, these rear brakes have a decent amount of meat on them. As I said, I've had some brake issues, and this truck has about 23,000 miles on it, and I've replaced the pads on the front once, but these rear pads have been replaced twice, and that's really one of the reasons why I'm wanting to upgrade these not only calipers, but the pads, the ceramic. I just feel like the OEMs are just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I really want to get something that's gonna last me and this truck. I mean, I don't want to have to keep replacing the pads. I want something that's gonna give me some great stopping power. And this Z36 kit, I'm hoping will do just that, especially considering that it's you know, designed for towing and all of that. So that's what I'm looking for. So we'll get these clips installed first. All right, so the new clips are in there. Now with these brake pads, they come with some grease, and what the instructions are is that we'll get a good coating of grease on the rear surfaces of these pads. Obviously, we don't want to get any grease on the brake pad itself, but yeah, so we'll coat the rears here with some grease that came with the kit. Obviously, this probably helps with the piston from the caliper and everything like that. All right, so we have two brake pads. This one here's got like this little screamer bit in it. So this screamer is what warns you when your brake pads are running out and getting low. So that's what makes all that noise. So yeah, let's get these pads installed. Obviously, the sides with the little holes are the one is what sticks out. So that's where those little pins stick. So we'll get these pads in here, and awesome, they went in. Oops, touched the grease. Let me spread that out a little better, wipe my fingers, and then we'll take these little pins and insert them into the holes. This establishes some pressure, I think, and keeps the pads aligned and everything. Awesome. Well, there you go. That's the rears. That's easy. So really, at this point, all we got to do now is reinstall this piston. Grab these nuts. And that's it. All right, so here we are. We're gonna do the fronts now. I already have the wheel off. Basically, you know, in these 20 and 20 up Colorados, the rear calipers and the front calipers are similar. It's the same type of setup with the caliper and how the brake pads are set in there. What they did is that prior to 2020, they had a different setup of caliper and pad, and that's why the kit that I originally had was sort of incorrect, because the back rear pads changed a little, but the front pads, they changed a lot. So we'll get this caliper off, and as you can see, we don't have a lot of meat on these front pads, so we're definitely gonna have to compress these pistons. This tool makes it super easy. So we're just pushing those back in. I mean, if you didn't have this tool, technically you could probably do this with a larger wrench or something like that. But we have this tool, so it's working pretty niftily. And we'll get these suckers back in there. And then we can get these pads swapped out. Pretty easy to do here. Yep, that'll be good. And with these pads, it's the same deal. We have some clips. The kit comes with replacement replacement clips. So we'll just pull these old pads out. All right, and looking good. The screamer there is on this front one, in the front. The back, the screamer was in the rear. So we'll do that. We will grab a little needle nose to pull out these clips. I'll do the front ones first. They're all basically the same clip, just facing different directions. Whoop. All right, get those pushed in there really good. Pull these back ones out. Whoa, it's all over the place. There she blows. Okay. All right, they fit in there pretty easily. Flip them over. Awesome. I'll have to remember to pick that up off the driveway. All right, same with these, with the back pads. The kit comes with a grease pack. We'll grease up the outside here, the side that faces the piston. So we'll get some grease on there on both of these. And actually picked up some extra grease at the store, so I'll use some of that as well. Get these nice and greased up. As always, we're greasing these outsides. We don't want to get grease on the pads or rotors. All right, now it's just a matter of snapping them back in there. Like I said, the pad with a little screamer was a front pad, so it's a matter of getting it in here into the clip. There we go. That looks good. I'll get this, get the back one in there. Whoops. All right, that one's in there good too. So, I mean, these had, yeah, I mean, some pad left. They were wore down pretty much though. So, like I said, the main goal here is to make sure that I have good stopping power and that these brakes last me a decent amount of time. So let's go ahead and get the calipers installed back again. There we go. Line up the bolt holes, nice and easy. Cool, good. All right, let's get these suckers tightened back up. Like I said, that's super easy. Front, these calipers, this bolt, the socket is a metric 12. So it's a 12 on the front, it was a 13 on the back. All right, these are nice and tight. Good. All right, that's it. Now we're ready to get this big heavy wheel back on. All righty, everybody, as you could see, the brake install went pretty easy. Really the 2020 plus, you know, with the different style calipers, I mean, clip in, clip out, real easy brake job. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this part 2 of finalizing up the brakes. And you know, don't forget, like the channel, subscribe, like this video, keep an eye out for future videos. We got a lot of stuff on tap, whether it's installs like this or hitting the trails or camping. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy.